Hi Laura, how are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. So my name is Ivana. I'm a student social worker here. I'll be filling in for my supervisor. He's just busy and with other clients and, is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just a quick question. Have you previously seen a social worker before?
No, never.
No? Do you know what the role entails?
I know I've heard of the job, but I've never actually, I don't know what it's about.
Okay, so essentially a social worker is just there for you, we're here to help you and support you through your issues and just find ways in which we can help your circumstance and just support you, just in general. So how do you feel about being here today?
Not gonna lie, I do feel quite nervous because I don't know what the sort of meeting is going to entail.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to actually get some help for my circumstance.
Yeah, 100%. I'm just happy that you've come here. It's a big step in general.
Thank you.
So I'd just like to talk about confidentiality for a second. Everything that is said and written down here today will be going to me, you, and my supervisor because I am a student. So everything, all the records or whatnot, will be put in a locked space, so only me, you, and my supervisor can see it. And whenever you would like to see the records, we are happy to give them to you at any time. And I'd also like to say that you are totally in control of all the sessions that you come into.
Okay.
You can take a break if you need. We can go slow. Just if you're feeling overwhelmed, we can just take a break. And that's totally fine. I'd just like to say how today's going to go. We're just going to be talking about your issues and circumstances and anything you'd like to bring up.
Yep.
And we'll just go through that and just deepen my knowledge about your circumstance. And then we'll go to finding goals and achievements and ideas on how to help these issues so you can feel better about them.
Okay.
So through the assessment phase, I will be using the biopsychosocial approach. You don't really need to know about it, but I'd just like to let you know. So they'll be looking at aspects of your physical, mental, and social life, and just to help me understand it better. So through your physical health, can you just let me just deepen your reasons on what's happening with your physical health?
Yeah. So I've just given birth, so I'm still healing from that.
Yeah.
But it's been a couple of months and I just feel like my body's still not I don't know,
healing.
Yeah. I'm in a lot of back pain and I have a lot of stomach pain and it's just hard to do sort of chores around the house and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, that must be very hard.
Yeah.
Are there any other physical issues that besides from the birth?
No, not that I know of.
No. So with the physical issues from birth, how is that? Is it impacting your life in any way in day-to-day tasks or?
Yeah, I find it quite difficult to if I need when I'm cleaning to bend down and actually get and do things.
Yeah.
Just because I get so much pain. And then it hurts to sit down.
Okay.
So
it must be hard.
Going down, it's just not.
Okay. So it must be very hard just doing day to day. Is it impacting your motherhood, raising your child and stuff like that?
The only thing that I'd find difficult is kind of picking her up again because I have to do that sort of bending down motion. But other than that, I try my best to be active.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Is this impacting you mentally? Through is it making you feel a bit strained?
Yeah, I just feel at the moment really trapped. I feel like my house is like a prison.
Yeah.
I can't really do anything. I don't other than the chores that I have to do throughout the day. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds fair that you're feeling like that. Must be very hard.
Yeah.
So I know through your referral from the doctor, it said that you are wanting to quit smoking. How long have you been smoking for?
I've been smoking for a long time. I think before I even met my husband.
Okay. So it's been a while?
Yeah, and then I stopped when I found out I was pregnant, and then I've recently taken it back up.
Okay, so you're very dependent on nicotine.
Yeah. The only reason why I stopped smoking throughout the pregnancy was because I was scared that I was going to give my baby something. So.
Yeah. Okay, sounds alright. Why do you want to quit smoking?
I think the main reason is because I just want to be there for my daughter for the
Yeah.
longest that I can be. I don't want to have my life cut short just because I decided to make a stupid decision.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I don't regret. It's something that I made that conscious decision, but
Yeah.
for the long run, I just think I need to improve my
Yeah.
health for her sake.
Well, I would condone that. You're
Yeah.
a very strong person to come to that conclusion and just
Thank
want to
you.
help your family out and your daughter and your health for the long run.
Yeah.
Okay, to go on to the mental side of it, what are you feeling mentally, you know, after birth or just in general? How are you feeling?
I just feel like quite lonely and I feel really down all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's rarely that I wake up and I'm like happy to do things. Like it feels very like, you know,
Draining?
yeah.
Okay. Is that because of your social life? Is that because you're a new mother? Like, do you know why you're feeling this way?
I think I've set this like unrealistic standard of what a mum should be and what a good mum is, and I'm scared that I'm like not meeting that standard
Okay.
in my head. And I don't see people a lot. Like I stay at home most of the time.
And it's hard to get out of the house.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I totally get that. How is this affecting your life, like day to day?
It just prevents me from like being active. You know what I mean? Like I can't, like aside from the chores that I do in my house, I really don't do anything else, and it just makes it even worse when I'm like all by myself and my daughter's asleep and everything.
Yeah.
I just feel so alone.
Yeah, okay. Do you think because you're not going out as much, it's also decreasing your healing process with the physical side of it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm a bit in denial about it at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think like if I were to like, you know, go walking more or something, it would help.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. With your social life, what is your social life looking at like at the moment? Who do you see? Do you see anyone regularly? Are you all cooped up by yourself?
I see my mum once a week.
Okay.
But that's about it. Like my father-in-law, so my husband's dad.
Yep.
He works on the property where I live. But because he does a lot of work on the property, I don't really actually get to see him often. It'd probably be like once in a blue moon.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
So your mum is more of a supportive person in your life? Yeah.
She's as supportive as she can be, but like one day a week, it like only does so much for me.
Do you see your father-in-law as a supportive person in your life? Like I know you don't see him as often, but do you think you could, if you desperately needed help, would you go to him?
I think I could. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other friends or siblings that you see or talk to?
Unfortunately not. Like I have friends and siblings, but they're all interstate at the moment because they live there or they're studying.
Yeah.
So I don't get to see them very often.
Because they're busy and you're busy as well, doing your own thing. That would be hard, you know, not seeing them and connecting with them as often.
Yeah.
Is there any way... Actually, how does these things make you feel? Like not seeing your siblings and friends. And have you seen them since you've given birth or was it prior?
So my siblings have only seen my daughter once since me giving birth.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I haven't seen my friends in a really long time, I think since I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And it just makes me feel lonely. Like I have no adults to talk to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And like messaging someone or calling someone only goes so far.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have anyone in your life that you can relate to with motherhood and that you can, you know, express these feelings and whatnot to just help each other out? Do you have anyone that is a mother? No. Okay. Do you have any hobbies or social activities that you do now or you did previously?
Like before pregnancy, I used to go out a lot. Like me and my husband would go on date nights all the time, and you know, I would make the trip down to go see my friends or like my siblings. but with my daughter it's like kind of hard because I don't want to put her in a car for hours and drive.
Yeah.
So now I don't really do much. No.
Okay. Do you do any like exercise, like go on walks or anything, even with your daughter?
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
And you mentioned your husband. How often do you see your husband? I know he does work. But...
Yeah. He works in construction, so his days are like very long. It doesn't help as well that he works in town and we live rurally, so it's about 10 k's away from the town. It's hard because I only see him at night, and when I see him at night, the baby's already asleep. He's eating dinner, and then after that, he's off to bed because he's got to be up at 4 a.m. the next morning. So it's just kind of hard to kind of align our schedules. And then on the weekends, it's like relax mode because he's been doing an intense work week.
Yeah. So you don't get to, communicate and see him, even just to enjoy time with him as much.
No.
Does he get like a lot of time with your daughter?
He tries his best on the weekends
Mm-hmm.
to spend as much time with her, but during the week, I'm there all the time, and he's not.
Okay. How do you feel about that? Like how you're holding on to most of the duties with your daughter and he's only seeing her like a couple of times a week?
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It just feels like I'm doing everything and he's not doing anything, but it's very understandable as to why he's not doing anything because he is the main provider of the house. Like I don't work.
Okay.
But because I've never done motherhood before and he's never done fatherhood before, it's hard because I feel like it'd be easier if we were working together.
Yeah.
And like learning these things at the same time.
And growing together. Yeah, I totally understand that. How are you guys going in your relationship? Do you feel connected to him? Do you feel like you were before, or is it just hard now?
Look, I love my husband. Like he would bend over backwards for me if I need. But at the moment, we're just not really like in sync.
Yeah, aligning together.
Yeah. So like we're never like on the same sort of schedule in a way. Like,
okay.
It's just hard because I just feel like I'm doing everything by myself and it's just not fair.
Yeah, totally understandable. Okay, I think I've gotten everything I need, all the information through this phase. The next phase is intervention, so just goal setting and just ideas on how we can help you get life back on track and make you feel better about yourself. I'll be using task-centered approach. I think it's the best in this situation. It's basically we set goals that can be achieved short-term and long-term, so it's not all at once and you're not all, overwhelmed by it. So yes, I think through your physical health, I think it'd be beneficial to possibly go to a doctor and, get seen for that and possibly get medication or... they might have a better understanding on what you can do, like physical therapy and whatnot, to do your everyday life, if you'd like to do that.
Is that for like to help with my physical?
Yeah.
Okay.
Through after giving birth and you're like sore. If you're interested in doing that.
Yeah.
Are you? Yep. Okay. We can totally set that up for you. Okay, with the smoking, I'm very happy that you want to quit smoking. It's very commendable. Would you like to quit altogether? It would be very hard and time consuming. Or would you like to do a slow progressive program where you can do depends on how much you smoke a day, but we can lessen that so you can quit over time.
I think I'd like to do the second option. I just think it would be more beneficial for me to do that weaning process because I'm scared that if I get off it straight away, then I'll be reliant on what are they called, those
nicotine
patches? Yeah, those nicotine patches.
Yep.
And I just don't want to do that. So.
Okay, sounds good. I think it would be beneficial to go slowly because I feel like the stress of motherhood, you'd want to have that hit. So quitting altogether, it'd be very difficult.
Yeah.
So with the referral from the doctor, it did state that you went in there for, because you thought you would have had postpartum depression, and he stated that you didn't, but you just were feeling these loneliness and challenges of a new mother. And I know you have different opinions. You think you do. You have different mindsets of that.
Yeah.
Would you like to go back to that doctor and ask like why he came up with that conclusion and maybe get some relief on why he did that?
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable going by myself because I just don't want to be sort of, I don't know, overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So if someone could come with me,
Yeah.
and we could sit down and have that conversation, then I'd be totally up for it. I just need to get more clarity, I think.
Okay, I can totally come with you to the doctors and
Yeah.
we can arrange that.
Yeah.
And as well, if we go and you're still not liking the outcome, we can also set up another meeting with another doctor
Mm-hmm.
and just get a second opinion, just so you can clear your mind about that.
Yeah.
If you're interested in doing that.
Yeah, I think I would be. Yeah.
Yep. So I would recommend going to the doctor first, and then if not, we can go get a second opinion.
Mm-hmm.
With your social life, I was thinking, because you do see your mum once a week,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking she can possibly come another day of the week and just babysit, so you can have time by yourself. If you want to, you know, go on a walk, do hobbies and activities that you did before that you can't do now, you can do. And just have time for yourself if you'd be interested. I know you'd have to communicate that with her to see if she's busy or free so she can actually come and babysit.
Yep.
So would that be an option?
I think it's a possible option. I'd have to actually talk to her about it and see if there's any other day that she's available because I don't know her schedule at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think it would be a good idea. I think I just need some time away separate from my life as a mum.
Okay. And as well, like if you do have that time off, I would recommend you to go to like a mother's group, just so you can socialize with people your own age and also socialize with people that are going through the same things as you, so you can get advice from them and as well just relate to them.
Yep.
And just show you that you're not alone with these feelings, and you might find people that are going through the exact same things as you do. So I think that could be beneficial for you if you do have the time.
Is that something I have to source out myself, or would you guys?
I would organize that.
Okay.
If you'd want to do that.
Yep.
I can, research other different mothers groups around, especially closer to you, because I know you don't live too close to town.
Yeah.
And as well with your siblings and friends. I know your friends study, so they're quite busy, and your siblings, work or live interstate, and it's hard to see them. I was thinking it'd be beneficial for you to talk to them and organise when they would be free, if they have holidays or weekends that they're free, so they can come visit you, or you could potentially go visit them, just so you have something to look forward to and are excited about, and just so you can reconnect with them.
Okay. I think that's a good idea. We just need to make sure everyone is okay with that, because I don't want to stress anyone out to make sure that they're free for me just because I'm going through something.
Yeah.
So I just
I totally agree. We can just communicate with them. And I'd also recommend possibly you and your husband trying to find once a month, possibly going on a date night, just so you can reconnect that relationship.
Yeah.
And even just express concerns with each other and try and figure that out together. Do you have any other goals or ideas?
I didn't think so. I think the ones that you've created so far are quite good, in the sense that it's a good starting ground for me. I don't want too much.
Yeah. So it is achievable and it's not overwhelming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I think that's the intervention done. Just wanted to know how you're feeling after this interview. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I'm good.
No?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I personally would like to see you and your progression through these goals next week, and possibly for another 2 months. That's around 8 weeks. And through that time, if we get to the end of the 8 weeks and you still want to continue, we can make that longer, or we can make it shorter, but just depending on how we're going.
Yeah.
If that sounds good to you.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I'd just like to reiterate the confidentiality. Everything that's said or written down today will only be shared with me and my supervisor, because I'm a student social worker.
Yep.
And you have access to them at any time. You just let me know. And yeah, so I think that's all good for today, and I'll see you next week.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good job,
See you
hon.
later.
Bye. 19 minutes.